Hi everyone. In this example, I want to talk about group by in Power Query and summarize while working on DAX. Now we are all aware of how a pivot table creates summaries, but let us have a quick look once again. As you can see, we have a very simple data set. We have 50,000 odd records and the sales value. So to be precise, we have 51291 rows, including the heading. I will go to insert and create a pivot table. And then in the pivot, we will keep our market in the rows and the sales in the values 2 times. So the first time we have, let me also remove the decimal place. So the first we have the sum and the next one we have the average like this. Now let us see how to do this in Power BI as well. So we have a Power BI file. I will go to Excel and select my Excel workbook. We will select the table and then directly go to transform data. That will take us to Power Query. And in this, I go to transform in the top left corner and select group by. Now here you notice that we have a basic and an advanced option. And since we want 2 columns as the result, one for the sum and one for the average, I will go to advanced. And then the grouping will only be the market. That's the only dimension that we have. The new column name I'm going to call as total sales. And then one more we're going to call as total quantity. This would be the sum of our sales. This would be the average of our sales. And I'm not sure why I call it total quantity. This will be average sales. There you go. Click on OK and you get the same result. So just to compare, I also want to sort everything in ascending order. You can see we have exactly the same result. And if I look at the formula also now makes sense. So in the formula bar, you can see it says that we are doing a table dot group. Changed type is our previous step that we are connecting to. We are using market as the level of grouping. Of course, we could have multiple levels as well. And then we are saying that total sales is the new name that we want to give, which is list.sum sales. And then we are also defining the type for that column. Average sales, list.average sales, and then defining the type for that column. Let me also now show you how to do this using DAX. You will notice that my table is called table 13. I'm just going to rename it into fact underscore sales so that it becomes a little easier for us. Now we go to the data view, and in the data view, I can create a new table. And in this, I want to call it summarized table. There is one thing that you have to be careful of though. You will notice that since I have done the grouping in Power Query on my table directly, now we don't really have a column called sales. So let me quickly hop over back to Power Query before we do this in DAX. And I will create a duplicate query. And in this, I will cancel the last 2 steps. So we'll take it back to the original state of the data. Let us now come back to the data view. Okay, now we're going to use fact sales. We will say summarized table. This would be summarize columns. The group by is as per my market, like this. The name that we want to give to the new column is total sales, and this would be nothing but the sum of my fact underscore sales column. And then we also have the average sales, which is the average of my fact underscore sales column, like this. As you can see, once I sort my data, we get the same result. Now, again, to the point of which one is better and how do you decide which one to use, it really depends. If you're creating a complex DAX query, this might be a good idea. But then if you want to do it at the import level itself, then you might want to do it in Power Query. There really is no clear black and white answer, but I would suggest that you learn both of these, because at different points of time, each one of these methods on Power Query and on DAX will be helpful.